ambush interview. Kasi some of the things that we talk about are not simple na yung isang soundbite lang kuha na. Hindi pwede yun. So, so I thought that we should have a proper press conference where you can ask your questions, take your time asking the question, hindi tayo nagmamadali. And to continue that, I think I've asked Cesar to arrange that we do this at least once a month, unless there's something very, very important, like there is today. Now, I know I have been watching, of course, I've been watching the coverage on the impeachment proceedings in the different, both from the traditional media and social media. And maliwanag naman na marami kayong itatanong. Kaya sabi ko, hindi naman yung mga sagot ko hindi makukuha sa isang sentence lang. Kaya kailangan siguro gawin na natin to. And so anyway, so let's start a subject on the impeachment of Vice President Sara by the House of Representatives. Now, I think it is useful, siguro para maunawaan talaga natin ang mga pangyayari at bilang siguro parang paliwanag na rin doon sa mga tanong na nakikita ko sa mga commentator. Number one, maalala ninyo, nagsimula lahat ito nung I made the pronouncement, sinabi ko na ayaw ko yung sana wag na tayo mag-impeachment dahil madaming ibang trabaho at actually it's also not practical. At nung panahon na yon, nung una kong sinabi yun, wala pang nagfa-file ng impeachment. Kaya sana, I was hoping na makumbinsi ko lahat ng kung sino man, wag na muna natin gawin ito. Kung talagang meron kayong paniniwala na kailangan gawin ito, wag naman siguro muna ngayon at marami pa tayong gagawin. Kaya kung titignan naman ninyo, yung mga kaalyado ko sa House of Representatives, wala sa kanila ang nag-file. Wala sa sumunod naman nila sa hiniling ko sa kanila na wag silang mag-file ng impeachment dahil hindi magandang timing at saka marami pang problema. Ngunit, may ibang grupo, of course, the Makabayan Group out of the House of Representatives, Senator Laila De Lima, the religious group nag-file ng tatlo. And if you remember, nung statement si JPE, na sinasabi niya, hindi pwedeng pigilin yan dahil may grupo na ayaw. I think he was referring to Iglesia ni Cristo. So sinabi niya, hindi naman natin pwedeng pigil dahil may grupo o may tao na ayaw yan. At sinabi ko sa inyo, nung tinanong niyo sa akin, sabi ko, I agree with him. Totoo. And if you remember, my words were this, they will not, once the impeachment complaints are filed, they have no choice. The House has no choice. The Senate has no choice. Kailangan nilang i-proseso ang impeachment complaint. And that's exactly what has happened. Once the impeachment complaints were filed, the House and the Senate, they have no choice. Nakatali na kumay nila. They have to do this. And they have to do it in recognition of the complaints that have been filed. So, yun ang nangyari ngayon. And that's why we have come to this point where the House has transmitted already the impeachment complaint to the Senate. We have heard some of the statements made by the Senate President as to how he is planning to handle it. So we will have to see because it is many, as you've heard before, and that we heard many times during the Corona trial, these impeachment trials are sui generis. And therefore, we have to be very clear how the rules are and how it will be conducted. Yun ang naalala ko because I was also in the House and I was in the Senate during the Corona trial. Kaya I have some understanding do sa mga procedure. But anyway, that's the way I see it. That's the way that happened. And now I'll open the floor to any questions of yours.
Thank you, Mr. President. First question, Ivan Marina, GMA7.
Good afternoon, Mr. President.
Good afternoon.
While it is true na constitutional duty ng House na to act on the impeachment complaint, meron ho silang choice kung i-endorse sila o hindi. Diretsuhin ko na po yung tanong, did you have a hand in this impeachment?
No, the executive cannot have a hand in the impeachment. Walang role ang executive sa impeachment. Of course, did we discuss it with the Speaker? Did we discuss it with the other congressmen? Of course. And tinatanong, anong plano ninyo? Ano ba talagang gusto ninyong gawin? And that's it. Well, nandito na ito. Hindi na namin maiwasan.
But the conventional thinking, Mr. President, is that nothing comes to pass in the House without the President or without Malacanang's blessing.
Well, you give me too much credit. But again, what the House has done is clearly the mandate that they have been, the constitutional mandate that they have to proceed with the impeachment complaints. So that's why I think they're just following the procedure. Ang punot dulo nito na-transmit nila ang impeachment complaints sa upper house.
One last point from my end, Mr. President. Kapansin-pansin na unang pumirma sa endorsement ng anak ninyo. Did he seek your advice on this, and what did you tell him?
Of course, he did. And I said, it was very simple, but I told him. And he said, you know, mukhang magpipirmahan na. What's your opinion? What I should do? And I told him. I said the process is begun. It has parang batas yan eh. When you're in the legislature, when you file a bill, okay, House Bill number 1, 2, 3, etc., etc. Pag file mo niyan, that bill takes a life of its own. Kahit anong gawin ng congressman na nag-file o senador na nag-file, kahit ayaw niya yung mga changes na magagawin doon sa kanyang bill, wala na siyang magagawa. Because the bill is going through the process as it should. And part of that process will be amendments, additions, all that. The impeachment complaint is exactly the same. Once it has been filed, there is a procedure that needs to be followed already. So sabi ko, andyan na tayo, sabi ko kay Kong Sandro, sabi ko sa kanya, the process has already begun. So, it's your duty now to support that process. So do your duty. That's what I told him. Do your duty. You have to support the process. You are constitutionally mandated to carry out that process. And you are a congressman, so do your duty. That's what I told him. I didn't know you'd be the first to sign, though.
Maricel Halili, News 5.
Sir, magandang hapon po. Sir, you were very vocal before na ayaw niyo po ng impeachment because it's not the right time. But now na it's there already, paano niyo po ito nakikita na makakaapekto, especially dun sa mga ongoing priorities?
Well, it depends on how the Senate chooses to handle it. Hindi pa maliwanag kung ano yung plano ni Senate President at saka yung ating mga senador. Kung paano nila gagawin, if they will immediately convene, if they will still study the rules, if they are going to wait until the next session. So we'll have to wait until they decide on how it's going to be.
Pero just to be categorical about it, sir, don't you see this as a defiance in a way, considering na naging vocal na po kayo before that this is not the right time, and yet nag-proceed pa rin yung impeachment case?
No. I'm sure that the parties that filed the impeachment cases felt strongly about it, and despite my importunings and expressing my opinion that we really would rather not have the impeachment, they continue to do that. So, it's not defiance. May ganyan ang kanilang paniniwala. Sa kanilang paniniwala, kailangan gawin ito. Kahit na sinabi ko na sana wag na, hindi pwede, hindi namin pwedeng palampasin to. Ganun ang thinking nila. So, tinuloy nila. And I don't view that as a defiance. I view that as they're expressing what they feel to be right.